Hey guys, welcome back to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Ethereum and Chainlink and some news surrounding these cryptocurrencies over the past couple of weeks. Now, if you're a follower of the channel, you may notice that I'm not uploading quite as much. Now, this is because I've been pretty busy with university and a few other things over the past few weeks. However, I'm hoping to get back to uploads once every couple of days, and I've got a few pretty well researched videos that I am going to start pumping out, which should be good for the channel. This may take a week or two, and it may come at around middle to end of March, but we'll need to wait and see. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, and remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. So let's get into the video, and the first thing I wanted to talk about is staking expectations for Chainlink. The reason I wanted to briefly discuss Chainlink staking expectations is because a lot of people have actually been talking about Chainlink staking expectations in the past couple of weeks. Moreover, there hasn't been too many big bits of news for Chainlink over the past few weeks that are any different to what normally happens. Chainlink has continued to chug along and get more and more integrations, however it hasn't gotten any major integrations in the past few weeks, and there haven't been too many major changes that I haven't already covered on the channel. So I do briefly want to discuss staking expectations. Now, the reason that I see a lot of people bringing up Chainlink staking is because right now the price of Chainlink is down and it's not going too well. So a lot of people are speculating that when Chainlink staking is eventually released, it's going to result in the price of Chainlink booming. In my opinion, Chainlink staking is completely overhyped in the short term, however it is underrated in the long term. I would expect that when Chainlink staking comes out, it will have a minimal impact on Chainlink's price. The reason for this is because Chainlink staking is already expected, everybody knows that it is going to be coming out this year, and Sergey has already promised this. Moreover, I do think people are actually probably going to be disappointed with the launch of Chainlink staking. So let's go into some of the reasons why I think there could be a little bit of disappointment. Essentially, the way Chainlink staking works is you basically delegate your Chainlink tokens to Chainlink Oracle nodes or Chainlink Oracle node networks. This still is a little bit of speculation, however I assume this is how it's going to occur. This causes a few problems. Essentially, the people who are staking their Link tokens will get a portion of the rewards that the Chainlink node operators get. However, these Chainlink node operators will get to choose how much of the rewards they want to pay out to people, and I would assume that the yield on Chainlink staking will start off pretty low. I'd say it'll probably be somewhere between 3 to 5%. It might even be a little bit higher than 5%, however I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. So I'd say Chainlink staking will deliver a relatively average yield. In my opinion, 3 to 5% is pretty good on your Link tokens. However, a lot of people are pretty used to Ponzi farms and they expect yields to be a lot higher than 5%, hopefully over 10%, 20%, and for the people who really go hard in farms, maybe even 100%. This is not going to be possible with Chainlink staking, and it doesn't make much sense. So the yield will probably be a little bit underwhelming to some people. In my opinion, I'd be pretty happy with 3 to 5%, however I don't think everyone will be too happy with this number, and it leads me to thinking that people are overhyping it a little bit too much. Now, another issue that may arise with Chainlink staking is you will need a way to trustlessly delegate your tokens to a Chainlink node operator or a network of Chainlink node operators. This could be quite difficult to do. People could try and scam people out of their Chainlink tokens. There will be smart contract risk, and it won't be quite as trustless as Ethereum staking or staking for layer 1 blockchains. Of course, we do know that Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network and not actually a blockchain network, so staking for Chainlink is going to work very differently than it does for layer 1 networks, and in my opinion this may catch a few people by surprise. Of course, I do think that this is only going to catch people by surprise if they don't fully understand Chainlink staking. However, it's very difficult to understand Chainlink staking. There is a lot to it, and I would assume that 90-95 95% of Link Marines don't fully understand it just yet. I've already spent too much of this video talking about the negatives of Chainlink staking, however I don't actually see any of these as negatives in the long term, and I do believe that Chainlink staking is actually underrated in the long term. The reason for this is because right now Chainlink isn't really an investor's token, and in my opinion this is why the price of Chainlink isn't much higher than it already is, because it's not too attractive for investors. For example, investors in Ethereum will need to use Ethereum or Ether whenever they're using the Ethereum network, and they can also stake their Ether. Whereas if you're an individual that's using a decentralized finance application that is run by Chainlink or is using Chainlink price feeds, well, you don't need Link tokens. The developers of the decentralized application need Link tokens to pay for those price feeds, not the end user. As a direct result, I do believe that this makes Chainlink not that much of an investor's token, and it has weighed down on the price. However, with staking, I can see a lot more people being more excited to invest in Chainlink, a lot of institutions wanting to stake their Chainlink, and overall, over the long term, I do think this will be beneficial for getting a lot of new investors on board, and this should help Chainlink's monetary premium grow, because right now, Chainlink is probably trading quite close to its fundamental value, whereas other layer 1 blockchains are probably trading far over their fundamental value, such as Solana or Avalanche. Chainlink staking is also going to make it very difficult to attack the Chainlink network, which will increase its long-term security. Overall, I do think that Chainlink staking is going to be very, very bullish for the long term. It's going to be great in the next 5 to 10 years. However, I don't think it's immediately going to make the price go to the moon, and I don't think people should be hoping for this. A lot of people are quite confused about Chainlink staking. Some people are saying that Chainlink staking is going to be useless. Others are saying that Chainlink staking will send it to $1,000 immediately, and I do think that both of these perspectives are wrong. I think it's a little bit overhyped in the short term and underrated in the long term. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is a few bits of news surrounding Ethereum. The first thing that I wanted to discuss is zkSync have essentially just released their own zero-knowledge rollup on a test net. Now, the reason that this is so exciting is zkSync have actually been developing a zkEVM for the past couple of years, and it seems like their zkEVM is finally becoming ready. It's important to note that zkSync's zkEVM is currently only on testnet. This means that it's just being tested out right now. So I would expect it'll probably take 3 to 6 months to become or to get onto mainnet, and once it's on mainnet, it'll probably take 6 months to 1 year to become fully ready for all of the applications to be on it. Of course, this is just completely speculation on my behalf, and these are some pretty conservative estimates that are coming from me right now. Now, a zkEVM is really, really big because it's a big breakthrough in rollup technology. Essentially, what zk rollups can do right now is they can run application-specific applications such as DYDX or Immutable X. However, you can't have a fully generalized zk rollup where a whole bunch of different applications are on it to use properly. zkSync are, however, working to change this, and they're making their own zkEVM. This means that all of the Ethereum applications will be able to instantly deploy on zkSync without changing a single line of code. This will incentivize applications to come to zkSync, and overall it's going to make for a very good ecosystem once the zkEVM is ready. So I'm very excited to see the zkEVM on testnet, and I do have high hopes for zkSync going into the future. Now, the last thing that I did want to talk about is I did briefly want to talk about Ukraine and its relationship to cryptocurrency. Obviously, everyone knows of the sad event where Russia decided to invade Ukraine over a few different geopolitical issues. Of course, this has resulted in Ukraine actually accepting donations from cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, Bitcoin, and a bunch of other crypto. The Ethereum network has actually, or individuals in the Ethereum ecosystem have donated $31.3 million to Ukraine, and this has been pretty pretty insane so far. It is interesting to see that Ukraine are actually accepting donations through cryptocurrency, and Ukraine are actually finding a pretty big use case for crypto. It'd be very difficult to donate to Ukraine in other ways, and we can even look at Patreon, which has suspended their donation links to Ukraine because they don't want people to be donating to a war. So it does show that there's actually a pretty good use for cryptocurrency here, allowing individuals to trustlessly donate to people. Now, another very interesting thing that happened here is Ukraine have actually been giving, or Ukraine are going to be giving people an airdrop if they donate to Ukraine. The snapshot has already been taken by now, so you can't get the airdrop if you haven't got it just yet. However, I actually do think this is a relatively good idea. I think it'd be stupid for Ukraine to make a token because that wouldn't make much sense. However, I do think it'd be kind of cool if Ukraine airdropped everyone, say, an NFT of the Ukrainian flag or something to a bunch of people. It is interesting to see they're doing this, and it will be cool to see what they do. I don't want to specifically talk about the crisis because this channel is not a geopolitical channel. However, I will just point out that this has been happening. It is quite interesting to see, and it's probably one of the biggest things that's been occurring in crypto over the past week, so it would be remiss of me not to point this out. Anyway, this brings us to the end of the video. If you've enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching the video.